What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on today's episode, I was in the gym and I was doing the Continental Clean Press, which is an implement I like to take from the ground, such as a barbell or an axle, and I place it on my stomach, then get it to my shoulders, and then I press it overhead. The reason why I do this is because I consider myself a strongman, and they do these type of movements in strongman competitions. Therefore, I need to practice in that. It's also, I believe, a better way for practical strength because you're picking something off the ground that's awkward and heavy, and you have to work it up your body, which is how most objects work. So as we pop into today's workout, I'm also going to be explaining the title of this video, which is how much rest exactly do you need? How long should they take a break for? In between sets and also in between their work days. So let's pop into today's episode and I will explain that as I'm working out in the gym. See, I wasn't lying to you. I was doing the Continental Clean Press this day and I was doing it with a barbell. You could do it with an axle, but they usually have both an axle or a barbell in strongman competition. So I got to practice with both. So I'm working up to a 1 rep max today with no belt on. I'm going to do a few reps as I'm going up in weight just to warm up. And in between that, I'm going to be doing the polyp press, which is a great exercise to do if you want to work your obliques and also your shoulder mobility and get your chest warm, which is perfect as I'm going up on the Continental Clean Press. And I was also doing the assault bike as well, which I'm only going to show you this once for the strength giant set. Just know I'm doing this in between as we go up in weight. I think you get the point that I'm on the assault bike. And that's going to be the strength giant set for the day. So when it comes to weightlifting and how long you should rest, you've got two things that people usually ask. It's usually, how long do I rest in between my sets? And how long should I rest in between my workout days? So I'm going to answer both of these things, but first I'm going to start with the how long you should rest between your sets. Now, me in particular, just my own opinion, the way that I like to train in strength giant set format, I like to move very efficiently but gingerly between each station. So as I'm doing the Continental Clean Press, once I'm done, I would gingerly turn around and start to do the polyp press. Then I would gingerly walk over to the assault bike and I would begin on the assault bike. Then I'd go back to the implement and then I would add weight and then I would begin my lifts again. I like to do this when it's light, mainly because I'm trying to wake everything up and I'm trying to practice good technical mechanics, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting a good workout as well. I want my heart rate and my muscles to be warm and primed, so when I get to my top set, it's more than likely I'm going to be able to hit it, but also I won't get injured. Now when I get up to my second or third, closer to my top set, I like to take about a minute or 90 seconds in between. So once I'm done loading the weight, then I like to wait at least 60 seconds to 90 seconds, just to kind of make sure that I'm getting my strength back and I'm recovering a little bit so that I'm able to move efficiently through the lift. That way I don't burn myself out on that weight and I can able to hit my top set once I get there. And then when I get to my top set, I actually like to take about 3 to 5 minutes of a rest time, if I'm being honest. Reason being, and a lot of studies show this, that when you actually take a larger break when you get to your top sets, you're actually more likely to hit it versus if you don't and you just try to jump into it right away in a continuous and fluid motion. So taking that 3 minutes to 5 minutes, I really feel like is a really good time in order to get my head together and to make sure that I'm recovered enough in order to attack what I wanted to attack that day. So against my better judgment, because I just wanted to hit 245 today and just kind of see how that feels on a barbell, but I decided to load up to 255 because I did the axle bar last time and I did 250 pounds, so this is going to be 5 pounds more. And this will be a PR. I've never done this without a belt before and without any wrist wraps, and I'm doing it in my work pants. And it actually went pretty smooth. I had to get a little bit of a hitch there in order to get it up to the shoulders. But once I got up there, my lockout, man, did that really suck. It got really serious really fast. But I was able to hang on to it and finish the lift. So happy with that. I was on my lunch break. I was kind of hurrying up. So for the time limit that I had and with the limited equipment that I was wearing, it was really cool that I was able to do that today and hit that weight. Now for the variation giant set, I was doing 4 rounds and I was doing the seated dumbbell press for shoulders, which is an exercise I really credit to getting my shoulders nice and big. And then all I was doing as I was going up in weight was taking whatever dumbbells I had and walking across the gym, turning around and coming back. And then I also was doing the assault bike, which I know I'm very far away in that back corner. The camera angle is terrible, but I promise you I was back there doing it. And that was going to be the variation giant set. Now, when it comes to resting in between your workout days, it's really going to depend on you. Sometimes I advise clients to do 24 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours, depending on how heavy they lifted or how exhausted they feel or how sore they are. So when it comes to taking a rest day, really between compound movements, how heavy you're doing it is going to determine it and how the intensity is in the workout. But I promise you that if you just take the rest time, because a lot of strongmen weightlifters don't like to rest, you're going to feel so much better. And you're also going to get stronger over time. I know you have to be alone with your thoughts sometimes, but that's your time to reflect on other things that matter in your life. This is one of them, weightlifting and staying healthy. But there's other things out there as well that are healthy hobbies to find. So I was really hoping that I was going to be able to do in that seated format 100-pound dumbbells. This would be a PR even if I just did it even for one. Getting it up there actually wasn't so bad as I thought it was going to be, but I clearly didn't have the pressing power from that position of disadvantage. So I ended up, embarrassingly, I think there was one other person in the gym, but I embarrassingly had to put the 100 dumbbells back and just stuck with the 90s because I wanted to make sure that I at least got my 6 rep max for the day. But because that 100 dumbbell actually kind of took it out of my shoulder stability in my shoulder, I actually found it very difficult to get these 90s up. I've done this before and it is heavy for me, but that took a lot of work just to get it from that position of disadvantage. So I ended up having to kind of work it back down in order to make these reps clean, but clearly my shoulders were taxed and tired. So I ended up only doing 5, which was fine, and moving on with the workout. So just finished off with the farmer carries and with the assault bike as well. And then I moved on to the assistance giant set, which was, since my shoulders didn't get the beating that I wanted to, and I didn't get to do 100-pound dumbbells, I'm doing the Arnold press. This is something that Arnold Schwarzenegger invented. It hits every part of your shoulder by bringing those forward and back. This doesn't necessarily build strength in the shoulders. It actually just builds like mass. It's a bodybuilding movement. So I like to do this sometimes when I want to finish off my shoulders and I want to grow them in size, which, it does help when you're lifting heavy all the time to have big shoulders. And then I end up taking a heavier kettlebell and just walking across the gym in a single arm format for a farmer's carry, just to try to work the obliques in a different way and also get my carries in, because I like to carry a lot of things since I do consider myself to be a strong man. And then I did the rowing erg as well. And once I was done with that, I did accessories, which I didn't film, so I'm going to have to leave you here. So there you have it. I hope everybody learned something new. I hope you enjoyed watching me work out. I enjoy myself watching myself work out because I like to see my progression and I like to make sure that I'm doing everything technically right. But I hope it's entertaining for you and that you're learning something. And as I'm doing my little talking in the corner, hopefully you're also picking up some advice of how to stay healthy and fit for a lifetime and not just for a little time. Really appreciate everybody stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.